welcome to the show. We at Trucking Life welcome you all. Now, pull that rig over, hit the head, grab a drink and snack, settle in, and let's get this show on the road. And now, your host.
Hey, everybody, it's me. Oh, sorry. Hopefully you're not eating and I made you sick here there for a minute. But hey, everybody, how you doing? Welcome to our Wednesday show. Before I bring on our special guest today, I just want to give a lot of followers of us and stuff like that have known that Heather is had some medical issues right now. We went to the doctor and found out that everything's okay for now. So, we're good to go. And just continue to keep her in your prayers, but there's nothing to worry about right now and everything's good. So, with that, I'm going to bring in our special guests. It's a rarity we have this one, but the other one's a regular. That's right. Jonny and Ed.
I'm a special guest.
Oh,
so does that mean I'm special Ed?
Special Ed.
That's me. I'm special.
That's right.
You're special Ed. I'm special.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How the heck are you doing?
Doing all right. Oh, heck. Well, before we get into our topic today, let's just go around the horn here and see what everybody's up to. What's new with you guys? Anything, Jonny?
Hold on, I had an old moment. No, I'm actually sitting at home for a change. I'll be leaving out Monday. I got a load going to Atlanta out of here of trailers, going to Atlanta, and then who knows where I'm going to be going for the next 2 months. But the beautiful bride's going with me, so I am definitely going to enjoy that. To have her back out on the truck with me, folks.
Her and the dogs, huh?
Her and the fur babies.
All right.
Around the new truck. Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Ed?
Just getting it on down the road. I'm going home next week. Wife and I have a little mini vacation plan. We're going to be tourists in Houston. Apparently, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff to do in Houston. I'm personally really excited about the NASA museum. That's basically our first stop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we got a lot of good stuff planned, and then I'm going to go back out for a few weeks. She's got some stuff to do at home, and then after that, she's coming out with me for a month. So you guys will probably get a chance to meet her because, if I'm here, then she's going to be here, and then so that'll give the world a chance to meet my lovely bride. And then I just want to take a quick moment and flip my camera around because this is a special event here for normal people or regular viewers of Trucking Life, because my puppy is asleep.
Wait, what?
Did you drug your puppy or what?
Not one bit of hemp is in his system. He is not drugged whatsoever.
Wow,
wore out today.
I don't know what I did. I did something right.
Well, for those of you who don't know or don't follow us over at the Misadventures of Pat and Heather, we are in the process. We're at home right now, and we are in the process of moving to a new company starting on Monday. And we are going to try to document that as best we can and give you guys just a little, inside view of what it's like to move from, one company to another. So that will start on Friday or Saturday.
Well, probably Friday.
Yeah, probably Friday. So you'll probably look for those videos on Saturday. They'll be a day behind. So you might be able to check those out. But with that, I guess we'll start with Ed here before we get to our topic. President Biden on Monday was speaking at the White House and had some trucks there and talking on a transportation plan. and I asked Ed maybe to give a little insight on his take on it and what if there's anything coming for changes.
Sure. So yeah, because there was a miscommunication there between you and I sat down and actually watched the whole 30-minute thing.
Sorry
And
about that.
I'm sorry, Ed.
right.
Woo.
It's so difficult listening to.
I know
Um,
it's horrible.
it's hard.
Do you feel like
but
you got to go take meds now that you listened to him for a minute?
I had to go take I had to take a nap. I was tired after.
It's like what word was that? What?
Right. It takes them a few minutes to make a point, but no, in all seriousness, there was Secretary Pete, there was President Biden, there was I forget what his current um, title is now, but he used to be an Assistant Secretary of the Army, a guy named Patrick Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was a new, brand new driver. I don't remember her name. I think it was like Miranda or something like that. They were all up on stage together.
Yeah.
Basically, this was more of like a pat on the back, yay, we did it type meeting. This is all stuff that they've been getting into the works over the past few months or so. So nothing real headlining or anything like that, especially if you've been following the news closely. This is just them kind of just, talking about the stuff that they've done so far. But basically, the Department of Transportation and the Department of Labor are going to start teaming up to increase the number of trucking apprenticeship programs at trucking companies that are interested in doing so. Basically, the end result of this is there will be more training programs available to people looking to get into the trucking industry, where you're going to receive more on-the-job training, meaning that you're getting paid to get that training versus you having to pay out of pocket or go into debt to get the training in order to become a truck driver. So that way, you're not like indebted or contractually obligated to stay at a particular company right out of the gate. That's my understanding of the program, at least.
Kind of like how they have it now, to where if you go through a company's school, you got to stay there for a year.
Right. Yeah. So, like, for example, the CDL program that I worked at, it was paid on the job training. You were hired day one, but you had to stay for it was more than a year. It was like 14 or 16 months.
Okay.
And if you left before your term was up, it was $5,000. And it could be 15 months and 28 days, and you leave the company, it's still $5,000. That was the way it was set up. So that's that. There was some talk about some programs they're getting together to provide funds to different states to be able to construct some more truck parking for us.
That's definitely needed.
Right. What that's going to look like, whether or not, this is going to be like those, truck parking lots that don't have any bathrooms or anything like that remains to be seen. I really hope they at least have bathrooms. Like, I'm okay if they don't have like restaurants or whatever.
Or parking to where it's all leaning towards our head.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's okay if like there's not like a deli or anything at these places, but at least have a bathroom. There was a bit on there about veteran. There's a new program. That's why Patrick Murphy was on stage. There's a new program called Task Force Movement. This is basically going to be a program to help streamline the process of getting veterans moved over. If they want to be truck drivers when they get out of the military,
Right.
Streamline the process of getting them their CDL and getting them in the truck. The idea being that if you can drive a tank, if you can drive a fuel tanker or anything like that, should be able to drive a truck. I get it. It's not 1-to-1, but that's basically what they're getting after. I
mean,
I'm missing a couple other things.
I would
I
agree
think that's
if
the long and
you're.
short.
I would agree if your MOS.
If you're an
is,
88 Mike,
Yeah.
if you're an 88 Mike, you need to just you'll be fine.
you should
go
just
drive a
be
truck.
able to swap right over. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
But yeah,
Honestly, like, AIT for 88 Mikes, like their culminating event should be just go take a civilian CDL test. Might as well.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Well, Warner,
all right.
I got something on that. Warner has got the permission from the I always pronounce them wrong.
FMCSA.
FMCSA to take trainees that are right out of Roadmasters that haven't got their CDL yet, but have passed all the course and everything, and put them in a truck and let them drive without a trainer.
Um, so, so Johnny, we talked about that at in length on Sunday. There is still a trainer in that truck. If you read the Federal Register, they just
Yeah.
don't have to have.
They don't have to have
They
their
don't.
ass
They
in the
don't have
seat.
to have it in the passenger seat. But
Mhm.
the idea is that there is still a trainer in the truck. He might be asleep in the back.
Which is like,
But
what's
the
the point?
Right, yeah. No, I mean I get it, but no, there is a trainer in the truck. It's just he doesn't have to be in the passenger seat, which is the current regulation.
All right.
But no, like we all agreed it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
But it I don't know. It is what it is. Well, if Werner got that exemption, I'm sure all the rest of them are going to get it soon anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll trickle down. But all right. Well, I guess, guys, let's get to our topic there. And it is the headaches. We've all done it of swapping to other companies.
Hmm.
And why do drivers jump so much to other companies?
Johnny, do you want to kick us off? Why did you leave your last company? What reasons have you had to leave companies?
Well, um, when I was with Jerry Whitaker, I was with him. Oh shoot, um, over 12 years. I was with Jerry, and I left him because he decided that he was done. He was going to close the doors. So
Hmm.
that's why I left there. Um, and then I was with Little A, and they went out of business. And then the two companies that I was with the wife, uh, when I was with, when we got married, both of them were just shitty companies. And then we went
Hmm.
back to being owner operators again, and here we are. I left mainly because they went out of business. That's mainly why I left. It was a
Yeah.
chore moving. Like when I was with Jerry, I changed every year. I got a brand new truck. So I was moving stuff out of one truck into
The
another
hell,
every year.
the hell with that, man. I hate moving trucks so much.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I wore out
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
trucks with that man. Many, many,
Yeah.
many trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, that's the only reason I left them. Is they went out of business. Just didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you're going to have a reason to kind of forcefully leave a company, that's probably a better reason, because that means that they didn't have anything against you. You didn't have anything against them. It was a
Yep.
business decision. It is what it
Yep.
is. And so there's no hard feelings or anything. I mean, you might be upset as like, oh damn, now I got to go find another job. But
Yeah.
as far
Yeah.
as that goes, that's probably one of the better reasons to have to leave
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
company.
Well, how about you, Ed? You haven't. My story's a lot longer than the both of you, because I mean, my list is very long. You know,
Yeah,
So,
right.
how about you? Why'd you change companies?
I'm yeah, no, I guess as far as, in my experience of dealing with experienced drivers, as on the instructing side, I think I'm a little more stable than the average driver, because in the past roughly 10 years, I've only swapped companies twice. I stayed at my first company for 6 years, and when I left them, I wasn't even really a driver. I was supervising their orientation department. And the reason why I left was because I didn't see a way forward. My director had fired about a third of my crew for really stupid reasons that they shouldn't have been fired over, and then expected me to be able to pick up the slack that following Monday. He didn't. We still had the same number of incoming trainees. And I was down, a significant portion of my crew, and I was just like, no, no, I'm not doing it. I won't be in on Monday. Screw you guys. I'm going home. And so that was the reason why I quit the first one. The second one, I was driving for him, and really it just came down to I was hauling propane 24/7. I was on a dedicated propane account, and the most amount of money that I could make was a little over $1,200 a week. and because
That
that was just the
tanker, or
way
was that the propane cans?
it was a van account hauling bottles of propane. Like, you know how you go to a grocery store and you get the little bottles of Blue Rhino
Yeah.
propane or
Oh,
whatever. Yeah,
the
yeah.
bottles.
So I was hauled. Right. Yeah. So I was on an account where I would pick up from a propane depot the full bottles, and then I would bring them out to these distribution centers, drop off the full bottles, and then get a box full of empties and bring those back. But
Oh,
even
wow.
empty going back, you still had the residual because you never know how much propane is left in the bottles. So you were flammable, you were placarded all the time, and following hazmat procedures all the time. And the most money that I could make doing that was 54 cents a mile, and the most money that I could make on that account was $1,200 a week. And I felt that wasn't worth it
Right.
at the time. This was 2019,
Right.
because I know, I had dedicated hazmat friends of mine that were making 80 grand a year,
Yeah.
and I was like, we need to up this pay. And of course, I'm driving an orange truck. You guys know what company that is.
Uh-huh.
And and they just disagreed, like, oh, we're paying the market rate or so on and so forth. We can't afford to pay you more. And now I make more. Right now I'm hauling Snap-on tools for more money than what I made hauling propane.
Oh, you're hauling the Satan's tools. Okay. That's Skinny Mechanic. They say those
They
guys, salesmen, come from Satan.
Now they're a hell of a customer. I love hauling for Snap-on tools.
Right.
You know,
Well, yeah, and that's one thing I've never understood. Why companies think that they don't need to pay a considerable amount more for somebody with a hazmat license.
Yeah.
We're going to give you 3 cents extra or 5 cents extra. They're putting their life at risk by hauling this.
It was
2
2
cents?
cents extra.
Jesus.
Yep, I was so the base pay rate for me as a regional driver was 48 cents. They moved me up to 50 cents, and then I had a 4 cent safety bonus per mile tacked onto that. So it was 54 cents a mile, and that was maxed out because at this particular company, their experience scale ended at 5 years, and at the time I had 6 years of experience, so I could not make any more money.
even though you had your ass strapped to a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. It literally was my ass strapped to a bomb.
Yeah.
I could not make more than that.
Yeah, I just don't understand these companies. I mean, I think it's just the fact that we've allowed them to get away with it for so long, and they think that we're just this is a phase that we're going through where we're getting upset with pay, and then we're all going to it's just going to fade away and then go back to it again. I hate to say it, I don't think this is going to go away this time. They're going to have to buck up and dig deep in those pockets, and it's time to change the pay rates in this industry.
Well, yeah, because the trucking industry, truck drivers are rated in the top 10 most dangerous jobs. Top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think we're like number 8 or something like that, and then you add
top for suicides too.
Yeah, you add yourself strapped to a bomb, drive down the road. Oh, okay, well that just made that scale go way out of proportion. So if we're already in the top 10 and we're already getting this kind of pay, and then you want me to go strap my butt to a bomb and still pay me that kind of pay? No.
Oh yeah.
That don't work, man. That just does not compute.
Well,
you can smell the propane too, walking around my truck.
Yeah. All it takes is somebody to flip a cigarette and
one little whatever.
Right. Boom.
Yep.
Now you and 5 other trucks or 10 other trucks in that area are gone.
Done.
And,
yeah, and I don't know.
I had to not think about it. That was like the biggest thing. I had to just not think about it.
Well, look in 1970. There was a driver hauling explosives that a gentleman was over there. I think it was in Oklahoma or something like that. Guy shot the truck from a distance away.
It was in Missouri, and it was tri-state.
Yep, disintegrated the truck and the guy. Just disintegrated.
Yep, it happened. It was a tri-state motor freight, which I was working for them, and we weren't allowed to talk about it because we'd have recruits want to ask about it. We weren't allowed to talk about it. He was hauling dynamite.
Yep.
Okay, and when you haul dynamite, you can't haul dynamite and the activator at the same time. They got to be in separate,
Separated.
separate altogether. But the guy was just pissed off, and he didn't know that there was dynamite in the truck when he shot at it. He just shot at it, and I mean, it blew a crater into I-44 in Missouri. I think it was just outside of Springfield, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it was. Yep.
And and it was a horrible day for Tri-State and all those people. So and I don't know if Johnny, you've noticed. Have you noticed a downturn in freight rates? Are they starting to come down from what they were maybe a month ago?
No, mine are actually going up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've talked to some.
Is that on your dedicated freight, or is that just for all your freight in general?
That's been all our freight in general. Has been
All
going up.
your freight in general.
Our dedicated freight has gone up quite a bit, and our fuel surcharge has just gone through the roof on our dedicated freight.
Right, because from what I've been seeing and stuff from like these, there's a freight channel, and I can't remember the channel, but it's kind of like the, I guess, Fox News of the freight news, and it's constant on what's going on in the markets and stuff like that when it comes to moving freight. And they say that now, and I've talked to other owner operators, and the rates are starting to dip down, but the price of fuel is still going up, and they're going, "What is going on here? This isn't making any sense."
There are some there. I have seen it. Our dispatchers, they will call us and let us know about loads they have. And I was up in Seattle. I had to think for a minute there. I was up in Seattle, and there was some stuff coming out of there. They wanted to pay you $1 a mile, $1.20 a mile.
Right.
Yeah, I can't even. I can't even run my truck for that. I won't even start it for that.
Right.
Yeah. Particularly not that super rig.
I come out of there, out of Sequam, over to Minnesota. I come out of there for the government, and that was paying me almost $3 a mile,
And it was only 500 pounds you were hauling, right?
Yeah, I only had 500 pounds on. It was a crate that was 10 feet long, a foot and a half tall, by a foot, maybe a foot and a half wide. It was 500 pounds. That was it. That's all I had on.
They took it all the way to Minnesota.
Yep.
Were you allowed to know what was in the crate?
Yeah, it was actually metal. This is what's really cool is it was metal.
Aliens. Jet said it was aliens.
It was aliens, yeah.
It was metal that had been exploded together because you couldn't weld it together. It was impossible to weld it together, so they explode it and fuse it together.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
Where I went to, I had to sign a waiver. I couldn't have my phone. I couldn't speak about anything that went on in there. I couldn't move.
Yeah, and then you come to trucking life, and then you blow the wide open.
All of a sudden, we're going to see, we're going to see the U.S. Marshals come in behind them.
Right. Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, we lost them.
It said something, the military defense something on the sign. Yeah. And what they do is they make armor for stuff. They make stuff for missiles there. I mean, yeah. It was intense. It was intense. Right. And then the load that I picked up to take to the port, that was Caterpillar parts that I took to the port to get home. Yeah, it was all crated up, and that paid excellent. Paid excellent. But yeah, I have heard that some freight is going down.
All right. Well, I guess I have
a little bit of news.
Go ahead. A little
bit of news on that front. I think on the last Sunday show, I was talking about how I was up in Michigan, and even though my company has so many, large dedicated customers in Michigan, I was there on a Tuesday morning. They had nothing. They had no dedicated freight going out. And just this past week, we got the notification. Menards is one of our biggest customers, and we have lost preferred carrier status at a couple of their distribution centers. Because in order to maintain preferred carrier status, to be able to do drop and hooks at Menards DCs, you have to be able to do so much freight. You have to be able to, be making so many deliveries.
Right.
And, because our dedicated freight, not necessarily the rates, but like the amount of freight that we're hauling for them has gone down. then we no longer have preferred carrier status. So now we got to do live unloads at
Ah,
those DCs. Yeah, and you know
that's
those
the
Menards
worst.
DCs, they ain't quick.
No.
So
I
how
don't
does
know.
how does that work if the amount of freight that you haul for them? So obviously the amount of freight has gone down because they aren't shipping as much, right?
Well, you got to keep in mind, we haul from we bring stuff from not Menards, their vendors, to Menards distribution centers. So when our freight, the amount of freight that we haul from those outside vendors goes down, then it's not Menards saying, well, screw these guys. You know what I mean? I think that's what you're getting after. I might have cut you off a little too early before you were able to finish your question. I apologize if I did that.
No, you're all right.
But yeah, no. So it's the amount of freight that we're bringing from these outside vendors to Menards that has gone down, and it's gone down enough to where we lose our preferred carrier status. Does that make sense? Did I say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
In a
but
way that makes sense? Okay.
so basically they're like, well, if you can't bring in the freight, enough freight, then you guys are going to just do live loads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Still
guys
doesn't
can't
make
drop
sense.
your trailers here anymore. Yeah.
Right. Well, to go back, let me. We'll get in here and I'll tell you my little story of jumping. A lot of companies, and I think a lot of the reason that you jump is because I guess recruiters are like salesmen. They will tell you what you want to hear, but when it comes down to the fine details and you actually see it in writing, it's not anything what they told you. And I think that's a lot why drivers jump. The first company I was with, it was just one of the first companies I was with was Werner. They weren't too bad back then. They weren't really paying anything. I think it was like 26 cents a mile back then, 27 cents a mile.
It's crazy. I started at 32. I started
But-
at 32 10 years after.
Yeah.
That's crazy how
Yeah.
little it grew
Right.
in that much
I started
amount of
out
time.
at 20. I started out at 23 cents a mile.
Yeah.
22 to start, and then in my first 90 days, I went up to 23.
Right. Yeah. And I got hurt. I had broken my neck, took the tip of my thumb off. So I couldn't work for them anymore. I was there for a little while. I would have went back to them, but it was a whole legal thing. I couldn't go back anymore. And I guess going down the road, it was pretty much, I was with one company out of Haines City, Florida, and we had 5 paychecks that bounced. Okay. 5 paychecks that bounced. It just got to the point to where, I was like, I got to go. The company was blaming me, because my first wife was saying, well, we don't have any money and I don't understand where all this money goes. Well, see, I wasn't familiar with how Comchecks work, that when they give you an express code, if you don't use the whole thing, it doesn't, that money's still sitting there, what's left on that express code. So, I didn't know to get receipts. I didn't know to get, fuel receipts and toll receipts and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know any about that. So they would sit there and they knew full well what I was spending it on. But they told the ex-wife, or the wife at the time, that I was spending it on drugs and hookers.
Well,
And I was
were
like,
you?
I was too afraid to be out of the state of Florida at the time to look for drugs and hookers.
That was the same thing. I'm glad you said what I was thinking, Ed.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, drugs and hookers. I'm scared shitless being out here out of Florida, not knowing what I'm doing.
Now, when you say when you say hookers, you mean tow trucks, right?
Yeah, there you
How
go.
many times did you break down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooker you got.
So yeah, it was just that kind of stuff. Left them. I think the longest company I was with, it was off and on from 2008 to 2017, and that was CFI, which was CFI. Then it was Conway truckload, and then it was XPO, and then now back to CFI. But the reasons I left them was, it got bad. Every time we left, it was because we were falling behind in our bills. There was no consistency. I mean, take for instance, like why I'm leaving here. One of the biggest reasons why I'm leaving is, I've been in this industry 24 years and I don't have time for games. Well, they like the planners think it's a cool idea to have a practice of playing favorites when it comes to loads. And it's like, you can't do that. This is people's, livelihoods. This is how people pay their bills. When you got an owner operator, that needs to be profitable, he can't be sitting here kissing your ass to get a good load. It should be automatic. Owner operators, then company guys, because owner operators have a bigger overhead, and that was one of the biggest things. The onboarding process, like I said, they're like salesmen. My recruiter blatantly lied about everything. Said I was going to get a new truck, said that I could, pretty much go where I wanted to, was forced dispatch, no problem staying in the Southeast during the wintertime.
You're a lease op. Are you lease op, owner op?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a lease op with forced dispatch?
It's not forced dispatch.
Okay.
I
was about to say, I was like, dude, I would have left a long time ago.
Well, no, here's the thing, Ed.
And you tell me where I'm going with it.
But here's the thing, Ed. It's not forced dispatch, but it is in a way because they will starve you to death.
Sure.
To get you to leave.
Yeah.
I straight up told, and this came from them. They didn't like the fact that I had a practice in wintertime, when the nasty storm hit for 4 or 5 days in the Illinois area a couple months ago, left 57 looking like a junkyard.
Yeah.
I sat for like 4 days in Missouri, and I told them I'm not leaving. It's nothing but an ice rink out there, and I'm not doing it. Well, they didn't like the fact that I decided I'm going to sit. Rather than take the chance on a load and get out there and wreck it, and then they fire me for being out there on the roads.
That's your truck.
Yeah, and they said, well, they didn't like your winter driving practices. Oh, okay. And I was like, okay, these are people that don't take safety into consideration. They're more worried about that freight than they are about their driver safety, because it was a Coca-Cola load out of Florida, and it was no, it wasn't out of Florida. Where the hell was? Oh, it was out of Texas. It was out of Texas, and they were so worried about Coca-Cola, So yeah, and stuff like that is why a lot of drivers leave. The pay, the treatment. I think there was a company. I want to say it was Trans Am a couple of years ago. A driver broke down on the side of the road. It was wintertime. He had no electricity, no heat, no nothing. He left his truck and went walking to the nearest whatever because he was freezing. And the company fired him. He turned around and sued the company for firing him and actually won in court because the court said, you're basically required to make sure that driver has habitable, living arrangements if you're going to keep them out, and you can't tell them that they have to stay in an environment to where it's endangering their health.
Right.
And there's no more of the I guess it's coercion practices where they can't coerce you into doing something. Hey, I just need you to do me a favor, or hey, you know what, if you don't do this, then you're going to be, blah, 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 and they're still doing it, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
See, the new drivers, they're like, oh, well, I guess I need to go and do that thing. But, the rest of us are like, no, to hell with you.
Yeah. And if something happens, then they're like, oh, well, we never told them to do anything. It's just
right.
That's why they do it. Is because the new drivers don't know any better.
Yeah. Well, if you tell them, hey, you want me to do that, then send it over my Qualcomm or whatever it is. And then they all of a sudden change their story.
Yep.
But yeah, so let's get to some of these. We got.
Real quick.
Go Go ahead.
Pat, did you watch that John Oliver piece on truckers? On
I did
trucking?
not.
Okay. There's this segment in there where this guy who's driving for K&B, he
Oh.
recorded himself on the phone with his dispatcher, with his night dispatcher. He told him he was falling asleep on the road. He didn't feel safe. He needed to take a nap.
Right.
And the dispatcher said, "Is like, yeah, I don't have time for that dramatic bullshit. We don't have a choice on this. We need to go haul that freight."
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the practice of how these companies, you'll deliver, okay? You'll deliver, let's say, the night before, okay?
Yeah.
They don't have you a pre-plan yet, but then when they do have you a load, they'll give you the load at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon after you've been up all day, because I was going to sleep so long. Expect you to go pick it up and run all night with it.
Yeah.
And when you can't, they're all pissed off. Well, why not? You've been sitting there, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a dispatcher at GP fired for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sitting makes you tired or sitting
Doesn't work
than
here
it does
anymore.
running down the road. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I've had that happen.
It is ridiculous. Let's see. Old Bab Wolkowitz. Hey, Johnny, you're an awesome man. Stop agreeing with Pat, shaking your head up and down like a bunny. You're not a bunny, Pat.
He's been on here for. He's got a few of them on here.
Yeah,
I think you said you've got a cute face.
He's a character. You gotta love him. You gotta love everybody over there in his town.
Sassy Pants.
Oh Jesus God. Oh
That's your new
jeez.
nickname for me, Pat.
Don, I'll deal with you later.
There was a comment in there somewhere. They were asking Johnny, how's he liking his new truck?
Yeah, how do you like your new truck? And you had a nice little story to tell everybody real quick.
Actually, yeah. I got a good story. So, I was headed through Iowa, headed up to Minnesota to pick up some more freight, and I was going up the Avenue Saints Highway, and I got up there to I don't remember the name of the town. I was trying to think. Sorry.
That's what you get.
The town. Iowa.
Hey Johnny,
Where was I at?
You were in North Dakota.
No. I broke down first in Iowa.
Oh
Where
yeah.
they tried to fix it first, and what had happened was where the two tubes go into the
Air conditioning.
air conditioning for the I'm drawing a blank now. For the heater core.
Right.
So there's a bracket that holds those in there tight. Well, the factory didn't.
What a fucking dick! Wolfowitz, I will get you SOB. I promise you that.
That doesn't look
I
on
promise
you.
you.
It's not going anywhere.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Hey Johnny, hold on to that thought real quick. We're going to do a quick commercial and come
Okay.
back and let you finish your story. All right, there, Jed.
Do you want to be a part of our team of live streamers? Email us at truckinglife.live@gmail.com. Join us in showing the world how it all gets moved from here to there.
Howdy, mother truckers. Are you ready for a new literary adventure about life on the road but don't know where to start? Well, let this old road dog drop a recommendation for you. Mother Trucker, because it's never too late, is the story of a woman named Sandy, who's starting a new trucking career after decades of corporate life. Author Missy Rickman invites you to come laugh along with Sandy and her new friends' misadventures as they learn and grow on America's highways. Join readers from around the world, from California to Florida, from Okinawa, Japan, and even the Dignity Statue in South Dakota, and all parts in between. Mother Trucker is available now, online, at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, MotherTruckerTheBook.com, and wherever fine books are sold. Don't miss out. Order yours today while supplies last, and we'll see you out on the road, Mother Trucker.
All right, Mother Trucker. Listen, Mother
That worked
Trucker.
really well.
Hey, if I'm going to advertise something on a show on mine, then damn it, I need a free copy to review this thing, okay? Where's my free copy?
I actually like the way that commercial. Did that
Yeah, it
voice
was
sound
cute.
familiar?
Yeah, it was a good commercial.
I love the dog sitting
Yeah.
on the steering
Yeah, and how it. Ding, 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 ding.
wheel.
Yeah, that voice sounded real familiar.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sounded like the Bob Ross of the highways.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you're mistaken. No.
Shit. Shit. All right, there, Johnny. Go ahead and finish your story there. Tell us.
So what happened is I got into Iowa and I noticed that I lost all my coolant and I kept smelling antifreeze coming out of the vents. So I stopped and noticed that I was empty on antifreeze. So I went to the closest shop was a Gator shop, which was a Volvo dealership.
I'm cheap.
Y'all expect me to tell my story when you're making a slap.
Yeah. Money back.
Stop commenting. He has a story to tell. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But I went in there to get fixed, and anyways, they said they had put it together and fixed it. So I left. The next day, I was got loaded, and I was headed to North Dakota, and all of a sudden, I went to turn on the heater, and I had no heat, no air conditioning, no nothing.
Wow.
So I get there to Bismarck, North Dakota. I sat there for 2 days, and I lost some freight. So they had to pull some freight off of me, so I lost revenue. Well, come to find out, they never tightened up the bracket. All they did is zippy tied it. And when they pulled the whole dash apart on the passenger side, when they put everything back together, they didn't make sure it was sealed, didn't put all the clips on. There was clips missing, and the whole unit was just finger tight. The bolts were just finger tight. So I missed 2 days.
Crazy.
And lost, and I'm not afraid to admit it, I lost like $3,500 in revenue because of that. Yeah, on a brand new truck, brand new truck.
Has Volvo going to recoup
It's not
that
even
money?
a truck. It's a super rig. It's a bus.
Hey, Johnny, is Volvo going to recoup some of that money for you? Or what?
I don't know yet. I talked to the right people, and it's in review, and they're checking on it, and they said they'd get back with me and let me know what's going on. So that's about as far as I can go with it. But it was a harsh reminder that it doesn't matter if it's a new truck or an old truck, it'll still break down. But the key thing about this one was I didn't pay for it. It didn't come out of my pocket. I mean, I lost money, but I didn't have to pay for the breakdown,
Right.
So that makes it nice.
That's real big.
Yeah, that was a big thing, because that was a couple grand, for this, and I didn't have to worry about it. So.
Oh, Jesus H, Bob. With that, I'm just going to say, everybody make sure to check out Johnny and Brooke. They're going to be traveling together, and check out old, what do we call it, special ed now? Is he special ed?
Yeah, that's special ed.
Big rig ed.
Special ed. Check out
He's
his
special big rig ed. Special big rig ed.
Go ahead and check out his stream. He's the new Bob Ross of trucking.
Yeah, that's the 5-second pitch of the joy of hauling is what if Bob Ross was a trucker? Happy little clouds.
Happy little smokestacks, yep, and all that, yeah. Make sure to check us out, The Misadventures of Pat and Heather. And we're going to be documenting our move. And, so with that, guys, it was supposed to be a half an hour show, but I was like, hey, it's going good. And
what about if we show some pictures of some of the trucks that we all used to drive?
Well, if we got them, let's show them,
some.
Jed. You got some pictures up there?
Yeah, I submitted some to Jed. I don't know if he's got them ready. Yeah, so that was my first truck right there. That's a 2013 Pro Star. That was I got it with like 60,000 miles on it. That was my very first truck. I had about 5 or 6 trucks with rail transport all in by the time I was done with them. Then after that, I went to Schneider. Don't come at me for Schneider. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was me. That was Pinnacle Propane. That was that dedicated account that I did.
Oh,
I started
okay.
with them as a tanker driver. I wanted to learn how to drive tanker. That's what I went to them because.
Well,
they'll train
normally
you.
when you see those cans on the back being hauled like that, they're usually on flatbed.
Yeah, they did those, and they're all van. And then now
Right.
today I'm at GP Transco. Been here for a couple of years now. That's Sully. That's my truck, and that's my second truck here so far of GP Transco. And he's a state of the art 2022 Freightliner Cascadia. You saw the digital dash before the
The
show.
whole full digital dash. That was pretty cool.
Yep. I don't have any gauges. I've just got screens around me, and my steering wheel is touch sensitive. I can control everything from my steering wheel when I'm driving down the road.
Oh, wow.
And we were talking about the right company makes all the difference. Once you're at the right company that fits with you, because that's the other thing. Not every company is the right fit for every driver. But once you find one that's the right fit for you, you want to stick around. You and I were talking about this, Pat, a little while ago. I don't have the source of this. This was just something that was floated around at one of my previous employers a lot. But the number was $10,000. The average driver loses $10,000 in yearly income every time they switch companies
Right.
because of how the downtime, the amount of time it takes for them to turn in their truck, move out, get home, go to the new place, move
Right.
all their crap in, and get the new company sorted out, all their policies and
Oh
procedures and
yeah,
everything.
because a lot of that reason too is because a lot of people don't realize that when you leave a company, your last paycheck, a lot of companies try to find a way to keep it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll try to nickel and dime you to death just to
Yep.
keep it, even though it just doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I've never really sat down to look at, but I can tell you right now, even with this move alone, our bills for this month are going to be a little touchy because we're going on we're leaving out Saturday, and our first check isn't for 2 weeks till the 28th.
Right.
So it's going to make it a little touch and go there until we get caught up but I'll have a truck just like Johnny does actually. I don't
Yeah.
know what
Awesome.
color it is yet, but yeah, it's going to be an 860 Volvo.
Yeah, that's like having a miniature apartment right there.
Oh yeah. Bob, we love you too. You SOB. I will get you. I promise you. But hey, guys, I think it was a great show. Great talking with you guys again. Hopefully we can do it soon. And be safe out there, everybody. And thanks for stopping by and spending 45 minutes, 48 minutes, whatever, with us here on Wednesday. So with that, Ed.
No, Angela. Okay, I'll drive a pink Kenworth, Angela. You drive a pink Kenworth.
You'll drive a pink Kenworth because she ain't driving it.
Everyone, we wish you health and safety out on the roads, and
Yep.
we hope to see you soon.
Johnny, any last parting words?
And may the good Lord watch over everybody and make sure that He keeps all of us safe out there.
Right. So, all right, guys, make sure to
Everybody have
tune
a
in
good
Sunday. Sunday
Yep.
brunch,
Thanks, guys.
11 Central.
Oh, we've got a great show on Sunday, everyone. It's going to be a long one. We've got new guests joining us, so it's not just the same voices, the same tired, ugly faces, like what you got here today, except for Johnny. You're looking great, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But no, we've got some new people coming in. It's all about the things we do to keep ourselves sane and entertained out on the road.
You got to be a little crazy to drive a truck.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. But no, I actually been sitting here today, like taking inventory of everything that I have in my truck to keep me entertained. I am sickened by myself. I have so much crap in this thing.
That's what keeps me entertained on my truck.
Yeah.
I have the same problem, man. I look around at all the crap I got in there just to entertain.
Yeah. Well, I got a cool little flip down little TV. I can't wait to show off to you guys. So
Nice.
Okay.
There's a little teaser. But yeah, no, great show on Sunday. So make sure you guys tune in.
Yep. 11 Central, everybody, Sunday brunch. So with that, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see y'all on Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Spirit fingers.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central for Sunday brunch.
You're watching TruckingLife.live. Thank you for being with us today. Please like, follow, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any more great content. We'll see you out on the road.